The movie starts by showing a CIA agent named Peter talking on the phone with his pregnant wife, Elena. Both of them work for the CIA, but Peter works in the field and has very special hearing abilities. His hearing is so good that he can hear the tiniest sounds around him, making him the best CIA agent. This special hearing started by accident when his parents died in a terrorist bombing when he was a child. A CIA agent named Byrne felt guilty for the incident and adopted Peter. After the bombing, Peter's hearing became super sensitive. A doctor told Byrne that this could be a weakness or a great strength if controlled properly. 15 years later, Byrne meets Peter at a fast food restaurant to give him a very secret mission outside the CIA. This mission is so sensitive that only Peter can do it. Peter's job is to get important data from a biometric wristwatch worn by a former CIA agent named Richard. Richard has been selling important secrets, including those about weapons and drugs. Peter must get the data while Richard is still alive, because the watch will stop working when Richard's heart stops. Richard is going to meet with the Russian mafia that night, so Byrne tells Peter to hurry. In a tense scene, Richard and his men leave an elevator to meet the Russian mafia in a basement parking lot. They start to feel suspicious, but Peter acts quickly. He strangles Richard and gets the data from the biometric wristwatch. Using his self-defense skills, Peter also knocks out Richard's men. Peter thinks about killing Richard, but his plan is stopped when Elena and a group of CIA agents arrive. Elena begs Peter not to kill Richard, saying they have been investigating him for 8 months and have enough evidence to arrest him. Suddenly, Richard makes a quick move, shooting Peter in the leg. Sadly, Elena, who is pregnant, is hit in the abdomen. 17 years later, in a quiet part of Oregon, Peter has retired from the CIA and now spends his time painting to escape his painful past. He often thinks about the loss of their child and what happened. He is angry with Byrne for letting Elena be there, which led to losing their baby. Because of the trauma, Elena can't have more children, and they decide to separate. At the CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia, Elena is still working. Her colleague, Robert, gives her secret files that shock her because they are related to her and Peter. She calls Robert quickly and tells him about a secret project called the Intern, which trains young children to be assassins. She tells Robert to leave immediately. But when Robert goes back to his car with a young child, the child locks the doors. Tragically, Robert is shot and killed by James, who is part of the Intern project. The child only knows a woman named Elena. Meanwhile, Peter is painting when he gets a call from Lucy, who owns a beer bar. Lucy tells him that one of his paintings has been sold and invites him to the bar to get his payment. She encourages Peter to enjoy life a bit more. Peter also receives a package with 2 books, gifts from Elena on his past birthdays. Elena included a message, "The hardest thing to see is what's right in front of your eyes." This message reconnects them after a long time apart. In town, Peter, now using the name Mark Nicholson, runs into his friend Niles, who is closing his computer store. Peter also meets Mr. David, an old homeless man, who says he's preparing for an apocalypse and needs medical supplies like a pacemaker. Later, Peter goes to Lucy's bar to get the money for his sold painting. Lucy suggests they celebrate with a drink, but Peter is not interested. Suddenly, a young woman named Sophia comes to him. She says her mother, Elena Marin, told her to find Peter, known as the painter, if there was an emergency. This surprises Peter, but he denies knowing Elena and insists his name is Mark. After this, Peter leaves the bar, showing no concern for Sophia. Frustrated, Sophia asks Lucy to help her call an online taxi because her phone battery is low. The next day, while Peter is preparing to paint, he hears footsteps near his house. It's Sophia, who found his address from Lucy and has been tracking him since last night. Peter tells her again that he can't help and suggests she contact the police or the CIA. He thinks there must be a mistake, as he isn't the person she's looking for. Sophia seems to understand, but asks if she can charge her phone before leaving. While waiting for her phone to charge inside Peter's house, Sophia looks around and admires his paintings. She is shocked when she finds a painting that looks like her mother's face, making her upset. She wonders why Peter lied about being her father. Soon after, Peter hears 8 federal agents approaching his house. They have been sent by the CIA to search his place and possibly harm him. Even though Peter retired from the CIA a long time ago, his skills and exceptional hearing ability are still sharp. He can anticipate the agents' movements. To keep Sophia safe, he asks her to hide in the bathroom. Sophia is scared and panicked, thinking the agents have come to harm her. Peter tries to calm her and says they need to leave and find someone who can help them. Meanwhile, at the CIA headquarters, Naomi, the head of the surveillance division, is watching footage of the agents raiding Peter's house. Agent Kim, who sees Peter killing the agents, is shocked. She thought the painter had retired from the CIA 17 years ago. Agent Kim starts to suspect why he has returned. Naomi says that the painter is believed to have something very important and classified, which could be a danger to national security. Naomi orders her team to set up defenses around the Oregon area and make capturing the painter their top priority. Not long after, Naomi and Agent Kim visit Byrne's house. Byrne, who used to work for the CIA and is now in politics, is asked about his last contact with his adopted son, Peter. Peter is now involved in criminal activities, having killed 8 federal agents who were trying to get information from him. They also believe Peter might have secret and sensitive data related to national security. Byrne is shocked and angry, thinking Peter couldn't have done this and suspects he's been framed. Agent Kim tries to find out where Peter is, but Byrne says they haven't seen each other in years and plans to uncover the truth himself. Meanwhile, Peter and Sophia arrive at Niles's computer shop. Peter asks Niles to help hack into the CIA security system to find information. Peter believes Niles can do the hacking. At first, Niles is hesitant, but when Peter threatens him with a gun, Niles reluctantly agrees. They search for a while but only find regular chat rooms with no secret missions, kill orders, or capture orders. There's nothing suspicious about Elena and Peter appearing. Later that night, in a motel, Peter contacts Byrne and tells him that a CIA team tried to kill him. Byrne already knows about it since 2 agents visited his house. Peter then asks Byrne to meet him alone at an address in an industrial area, 5 miles north of Oregon. Sophia wakes up as Peter knocks on her door. He gives her a tracker in case they get separated. Sophia hopes to find her mother soon because she only recently learned about her father's past from her mother. She doesn't understand why her mother wanted her to be here. Peter explains that he's not her father and can't be her father because his own child died in the past. Shortly after, James arrives at Peter's location and sees the mess caused by the federal agents. He wonders if he made a mistake by sending a group of amateurs to take on the painter. James also tries to find any useful clues inside and accidentally comes across a picture with Lucy's Beer Cafe written on it on Peter's table. On the other hand, Peter and Byrne finally meet at the agreed location. Peter asks why the agencies want to kill him. Byrne mentions Agent Naomi, who leads many operations. While they haven't worked together, she has a formidable reputation, even if she appears to be very determined in pursuing her targets. She believes Peter has secret security data that could harm the nation. Peter denies all the accusations, saying he doesn't possess such information or know what they're talking about. Peter also questions who Sophia is, as she claims to be Elena's daughter, even though both Peter and Byrne know that his and Elena's child died, and Elena couldn't have any more children. Byrne suggests that Peter might be manipulated by the woman. The next day, Lucy arrives at her bar and is surprised to find a suspicious person inside. It is James, asking about Peter. Lucy says she knows nothing and tries to shoot him, but James had taken the bullets from her gun and attacks her, unhappy with her answer. Meanwhile, Peter introduces Byrne to Sophia. Byrne asks many questions about Elena because he doubts that Sophia is really Elena's daughter. Sophia explains everything about her mother in detail, including her full name, hair color, eye color, and birth date. Byrne and Peter are surprised because everything Sophia says matches their knowledge. Now, Peter asks Byrne to help them find Elena. Although Byrne is retired, he contacts the CIA to ask about Elena's location. After some time, Byrne receives information that Elena has either gone on a mission for the country or has died. Sophia is devastated and finds it hard to believe since her mother had called her just a week ago, telling her to find her father if things got worse. Suddenly, Peter remembers the book given by Elena and asks Byrne to look after Sophia while he checks something. Peter returns to his car and reads the message from Elena again. Byrne helps him decode the contents of the book. Peter finds a hidden flash drive inside the book and suspects that everything happening is related to it. Meanwhile, Naomi and Kim have arrived in Oregon to find Peter. Naomi orders her team to be ready for anything. They also find out that Byrne is not at his house, making them suspect that Peter has contacted him. Naomi believes Byrne might be involved and instructs Kim to arrest him if connected to these events. Peter goes to Niles's place to access the data on the flash drive. The files are encrypted and seem to come from a secret CIA server. The data includes reports, statistics, recordings, and information about a secret project called the Intern. Suddenly, Peter hears something approaching. It is James, who has found Peter. James knows Peter's weakness and uses a dog whistle to hurt his ears, causing Peter pain. James then easily shoots Peter in the abdomen. After narrowly escaping James's attack, Peter rushes to Lucy's bar. To his shock, he finds Lucy dead, clutching her wounded abdomen from a gunshot. Peter tries to open a video file containing information about Elena. In the video, Elena explains everything about the CIA and their secret project called the Intern. She reveals that the evidence in these files comes from 2 former agents who tried to rescue children, aged 8, trained as part of the program. The Intern kidnapped, brainwashed, and turned them into killers and assassins. Elena apologizes for leaving Peter and reveals that their daughter is still alive, surviving because of that incident. She asks him to find and protect her. However, Peter can't fully understand Elena's words due to a device error. He quickly returns to their motel and finds several federal agents trying to abduct Sophia. Byrne, in pain, asks Peter to chase them while he stays behind to handle his affairs. Despite the pain in his abdomen, Peter tries to chase the federal agents who have taken Sophia. However, the agents surround him, trapping him. Surprisingly, Peter escapes from the agents who tried to corner him. Now, he is deep in the dark forest, trying to run and hide from the pursuing agents. But his body can't endure the pain and continuous bleeding, causing him to faint. Unexpectedly, Mr. David is nearby and takes him to his secret hideout, attempting to treat his injuries. Not long after, Peter wakes up and is surprised to find Mr. David's well-equipped medical supplies. Even more surprising, Mr. David has been Byrne in disguise all along, watching over Peter as a concerned father would. Feeling much better after Byrne's treatment, Peter tells him that he knows what the attackers are after. After successfully accessing the data on the flash drive, they discover something even more shocking. The data reveals that children were kidnapped, raised with surrogate agency parents, and had their sight impaired to enhance their other senses. Suddenly, the computer device encounters an error, causing all the data to be lost. There seems to be a virus that erases the data automatically. However, Peter just smiles, recalling Elena's words about critical redundancy. He mentions there's a backup copy, but first, he must save Sophia as his responsibility for Elena's sacrifice. Meanwhile, Naomi is preparing the place where they are holding Sophia. Kim becomes suspicious of her boss's actions. Kim wants to stop Naomi from harming Sophia, who is only 17 years old. However, Naomi seems indifferent and tells Kim to focus on examining the person they have in custody. Naomi has brought a tracker that will lead the painter to their location to save Sophia. Knowing the threat, Naomi orders all her subordinates to be ready because the painter is coming. They have set up tight security to defend against Peter's attack. Kim, separated from Naomi, tries to rescue Sophia because the situation is getting out of control. Meanwhile, Peter is still trying to outsmart the highly trained federal agents chasing him. On their journey, Kim and Sophia accidentally meet Naomi, who tells them to follow her. Naomi plans to take charge of their missions from now on. However, Kim refuses and tries to convince her boss that their actions are wrong and they should stop. Suddenly, Naomi shoots Kim and killing her. Hearing the gunshot, Peter tries to approach Sophia and Naomi. But when Peter gets closer, James is already there, challenging Peter to settle who is the best from the Intern. It is revealed that Peter was once part of the Intern, but joined the secret project due to a past accident. They made him better than James, who had to undergo tests and coercion to reach the same level. Peter and Naomi finally meet, and Naomi is curious about him because Byrne always praised him as the best agent. Naomi is the head of the Intern. Sophia is also there, held hostage by 2 federal agents. Suddenly, Byrne enters and shoots the 2 agents. However, Peter becomes suspicious of Byrne and believes he is behind everything. Byrne confesses that he is responsible for everything and has handed all his affairs to Naomi to continue the secret project. He explains that he has been monitored by various parties, so he decided to retire and let Naomi continue. He oversees things from behind the scenes since his initial experiments with Peter were successful. Byrne has created many people like himself and trained assassins like Peter. He then orders Sophia to retrieve the flash drive from Peter, revealing that she is also one of the intern's projects working directly under Byrne. Peter is shocked and asks Sophia to listen to his explanation. Peter admits that he is indeed Sophia's biological father. He doesn't care if he has to die. Sophia needs to know the truth about what happened to her when her parents thought she had died. It turns out that Byrne stole Sophia from her parents, and when Elena found out, she confronted Byrne and asked him to return her daughter. However, Elena had to die for that. Byrne remains indifferent to Peter's words and insists that Sophia is a trained assassin who only follows his orders. He keeps pressuring Sophia to obey him. Sophia reveals that her siblings, both male and female, are just killing machines for Byrne. She also says that she will come to him soon to get the flash drive that she still has. She mentions that the next time she sees Peter, she might forget that he is her father. But that doesn't matter to Peter because he will never forget that Sophia is his daughter. As the film ends, Peter is seen watching Elena's video on the flash drive. Elena asks Peter to save all the children in the intern, and the flash drive contains files of all the children. Sophia is also seen preparing to shoot Peter from outside, but he just smiles as he looks at his daughter. So the moral of the story is if you ever find yourself with super hearing, a complicated CIA past, and a daughter who might also be a trained assassin, always remember to keep a backup flash drive. Because, apparently, life can get really, really weird.